Hey everyone. We're all surrounded by this absolutely incredible technology. But have you ever stopped to really listen to the people who are building it? Because if you do, the language they use, well, it starts to sound a little less like science and a lot more like prophecy. So what's going on here?
Just take a look at this quote. This isn't from some mystic on a mountaintop. It's from Ray Kurzweil, a director of engineering at Google. He's talking about artificial intelligence, but honestly, it sounds like he's predicting the end times, right? And believe me, he is not alone.
So this begs a really fascinating question. Are we just using old, familiar words for brand new things? Or is there something much, much deeper happening in our relationship with technology? Today, we're going to dig into a really cool idea from author Nathan Schradle, that we're actually witnessing the return of a very, very old way of thinking.
Okay, so to get our heads around this, we first need to look at the mental boxes we put things in to make sense of the world. Typically, we think of human history as this big tug of war between two major forces, science and religion. But what if we've been missing a huge piece of the puzzle all along?
You've probably heard this story before. It comes from the sociologist Max Weber. The idea is that we live in a disenchanted world, a world that has been, and I love this phrase, de-magicked. A world where cold, hard, scientific rationality came in and kicked superstition to the curb for good. We tend to see everything through this lens, right? You've got science on one side, it's objective, it's rational, and then you have religion on the other. It's subjective, it's all about faith. But what Schradle argues, building on some even earlier thinkers, is that there's this third, really powerful category that we've kind of swept under the rug: magic. So what do we actually mean by magical thinking? No, we're not talking about pulling rabbits out of hats. It's a very specific worldview with two key beliefs. First, it's the idea that our human actions, the things we build, can directly reach in and change the fundamental laws of nature. And second, it's the belief in a secret sympathy. This idea that two totally separate things can influence each other instantly, no matter how much space is between them. Now remember those two ideas, they're going to be really important. All right, let's see how this forgotten category of magic actually fits with modern technology. First up, the absolutely massive promises of early artificial intelligence. Just listen to the sheer ambition in this quote from AI pioneer Hans Moravec. This isn't just about making better spreadsheets or something. This is a cosmic vision of turning the entire universe from dead matter into pure intelligence. And the scale of what they were promising was just staggering. These early AI prophets like Moravec and Kurzweil, they weren't just talking about cool new gadgets. They were talking about cheating death by uploading our minds to computers, ending all war and suffering, and literally taking the steering wheel of human evolution. And here's the crucial point. They were using the language of science to offer salvation. They were basically saying that technology could finally deliver on all the things that religions had only ever promised. And that right there is a perfect example of magical thinking. The belief that a human creation, in this case an AI, could intervene in the natural order of life and death and completely change our destiny. But this way of thinking isn't just limited to AI. We see it pop up in an even stranger, more fundamental field: quantum physics. And this isn't just some abstract theory. This is the science that's building the next generation of computers. You know things are getting weird when even Albert Einstein is baffled. He famously called quantum entanglement spooky action at a distance because it just seemed to completely break the rules of classical physics as he understood them. Now let's put that spookiness right next to our definition of magic. Over a century ago, the anthropologist James Frazer defined magic as the belief that things act on each other at a distance through a secret sympathy. Today, we describe quantum entanglement using almost the exact same words. The parallel is, well, it's uncanny. It's a little spooky, isn't it? And here's the real paradox. For a quantum computer to actually work, its most important processes have to be completely hidden from us. We can't look at them. If we try to observe what's happening, the whole calculation just collapses. So we can control the inputs and we can read the final outputs, but the entire process in the middle, it has to happen in an unobservable black box. And that idea of a black box brings us right into the heart of today's most powerful AIs, which operate on a very similar, very mysterious principle.
Let's take a real-world example, the deep patient algorithm. So researchers fed it millions of patient health records. The AI crunched the data, found all these hidden patterns no human doctor could ever spot, and it got incredibly good at predicting diseases like schizophrenia, way better than human doctors. The results were amazing. The only problem? Nobody, and I mean nobody, not even its own creators, knows how it does it. And that, right there, is the essence of a black box. Its internal logic is a total mystery. We can test its outputs, we can see that it's right, but we can't understand its reasoning. In the end, we just have to trust it. We have to take its answers on faith.
And yet, our faith in these black boxes is just growing exponentially. A big survey of leading AI researchers shows they fully expect AI to be better than humans at basically everything within just a few decades. We are placing more and more of our trust into systems whose workings are, by design, fundamentally unknowable to us.
Okay, so we've got AI promising us salvation, we've got quantum computers that run on spooky action, and we've got algorithms that we trust but can't possibly understand. So what? Why does it even matter if we call all of this magic?
This is the big takeaway. Calling this technology magical isn't about dismissing it or saying it isn't real. Far from it. It's about recognizing that maybe we need a new framework to really understand it. It gives us a new language to critically look at our relationship with these incredibly powerful new tools. As Nathan Schradle puts it, recognizing this magical thinking helps us challenge our own assumptions. It pushes back against this default idea that all technological progress is automatically good progress. It forces us to stop and ask some much harder questions about the kind of power we're creating and who we're handing it over to.
So if our most advanced technology really is a new kind of magic, it leaves us with one pretty profound question. We're the ones casting the spells now, so we have to ask ourselves, what kind of world are we actually trying to create? Thanks for watching.